This putrid, pathetic pile goes by Onision online, and he used to be one of the main antagonists on YouTube. He's fallen off pretty significantly by now, but he did recently start uploading again, fairly recently, and he put out this video. I just woke up to Sarah wishing cancer on me, Onision, and opens it saying, Onision hadn't spoken to Sarah since early 2023, hadn't emailed, texted, nothing. She called him slash woke him up at 6 a.m., 8/7/24, to tell him to leave her alone. Sarah has defamed Onision via public interviews, international TV, social media. Onision has been harassed every single day since. 5+ years of endless harassment. Rightfully, Onision has defended himself publicly, repeatedly, with facts, evidence, and witness statements.
Hey guys, in Washington State, you can record phone conversations if you're capturing a
Because Sarah blackmailed me before, extorted me before, was a self-admitted criminal for dealing drugs illegally, according to her, because the call was at an inconvenient hour, being 6 a.m. when I was asleep, is a criminal for many other reasons, and considering this was harassment on Sarah's part to call me directly when she is taking part in vexatious litigation against me, this is more than covered as only needing one party recording consent by state law. If I did not record this, there would be an extreme risk she would try to illegally harass me slash my family in the future as well slash further abuse us.
crime. Harassment is a crime.
The phone call Sarah made to me at 6 a.m. in which she wished cancer upon me constitutes a potential crime under state law. According to this behavior would be classified as harassment as it involves a threat of bodily harm intended to cause emotional distress. Furthermore, permits the recording of such conversations with the other party's consent when they occur at an extremely inconvenient hour and involve threats. Given these factors, Sarah's actions during this call may be both unlawful and actionable under Washington state law.
Fraud is a crime. Rape is a crime.
There's
There's
the
a number of
laws.
things that Sarah has done that is a crime. She thinks that you won't believe a single thing I say because of my age and gender. That's her entire position. She doesn't understand that when you're an adult,
It's not really, it's just that you were significantly older at the time and should have known better. And even if she isn't perfectly perfect in all of this, it makes a lot more sense for her to do that. And you're the one that should get the heft of the blame. And you're having a rough time dealing with that still, clearly.
adult, you're an adult, you're an adult. She thinks that for some reason the entire world is
And the thing is, when you guys started talking, Sarah was not an adult. I was just jump to this for people who don't know what Sarah is. So, Sarah originally started watching Onision's videos at age 11 or 12. She says that she found the content to be relatable and initially helpful. After just having turned 14, Kai messaged Sarah through Twitter asking her how old she was. After she answered, Sarah pointed out that Kai would be turning 20 soon, and Kai was another member of Onision's polycule, and in this they call Onision James. I think that's his middle name or something. But she pointed out that Kai would be turning 20 soon, prompting Kai to make a joke about having a quarter life crisis. The pair would eventually transition to messaging each other on Kick. And then skip ahead a little bit. By the time Sarah had turned 15, she and Kai had started to grow intensely close to one another. Initially, the conversation surrounded James and Kai's relationship with Billy, specifically the first major breakup the group had, which resulted in James telling Kai to either move on from Billy or to divorce him. Sarah, in an attempt to help her friend, would talk to Kai about whatever he wanted for as long as he needed, with conversations that would span all day. So, Onision's fellow polycule member is talking with a 15-year-old all day long about their relationship. Super, super weird already at this young of an age. As Kai and Sarah grew closer, the conversations grew more and more inappropriate. Sarah admitted through a roundabout series of tweets and messages that she liked him, and he admitted to her that he felt the same. This is a 20-year-old saying that to a 15-year-old. Sometime after this, the pair would begin playing games like 20 questions, with some of the questions asking things like if they were a dominant, submissive, or switch in sexual situations. At some point, Kai would mention Sarah to James again, and James would allegedly propose the idea that the couple should just wait for Sarah to turn 18, with the implication that she could join them in a romantic relationship. Sarah was still 15 at this time, while James would have been 30. So that's why your age gets brought up, because at the time that you started doing this weird stuff, or I mean, just engaging in a relationship with, at the very least, mentions of intimate things and stuff, she was a 15-year-old child, you were 30, and this other guy in your relationship was 20. That's why people bring up the age.
Ageist and sexist, and that because of that, she can just do whatever she wants to anyone and no one will believe anyone but her. So because I captured Sarah's admissions because she is a criminal, I can finally present to you one of the many conversations that we had in the past, which she is probably going to crap herself, realizing that when she called me at 6
It was difficult to get the recording started, being I just woke up because of her 6 a.m. call. The extremely inconvenient hours, which is like, what, I don't know, maybe 30% of people who have a job have to get up that early. So I was only able to capture the last part.
a.m., she was in fact recorded. Oh boy. This is what I've been going through. And this is the person that you guys supported and believed instead of me.
This is the full original audio. It has not been altered in any way other than pauses for comment. Nothing was removed or altered. I was unable to find something to record the call at first, as Windows was being annoying, so I used my Sony recorder. I think in the description or somewhere else in this, he says he put the full audio up on his website. I didn't bother to check, but fair enough if he did do that.
Why are you laughing?
Dude, I was a fucking kid.
You were an adult, Sarah. Okay, Sarah, you're an adult. You can't say
I
that.
was a fucking teenager. I was a teenage girl. You're almost 40, dude. Get a hold of your life.
You just said that you were a teenager and I was 40.
Onision was 31 when adult Sarah stated, okay, so that doesn't add up unless the Onisionpedia, what is it called? Whoisonision.com. So that doesn't add up, the math there, because it says that he was 30 when she was 15. But regardless, it doesn't really matter. You were you were in your 30s here when she's 15, and you guys started already having inappropriate conversations, and then it just got worse from there. Oh, did I finish reading it? Onision was 31 when adult Sarah stated she could destroy his life if she wanted to, and would only sign an agreement to not lie about him if he would do stuff with her, and she got what she wanted. It's like, okay, great. Just give us genuinely zero context for those. Oh, do stuff. I totally can understand what that means here.
I'm not 40 now.
You're almost 40 years old and you're still talking about shit that happened with a teenage girl 5 years ago.
Did you? Yes, because you're suing me, Sarah.
Are you going to therapy? Because if you're not, you need to.
Well, after the trauma you put us through, I went through therapy, yeah. But guess what?
Oh, that's good.
This is so obnoxious. Sarah said Onision needs to go to therapy. Onision said because of what she put him through, he did not go to therapy. And she said, oh, that's good. Like, bro, she's not saying, oh, that's good that I put you through abuse. She's just like hand waving what the fuck he says. It's not worth getting into. She's like, oh, you did go to therapy. That's good. It's not worth engaging you with the other bullshit, because you're reaching. You're fishing for this type of shit.
Guess what, Sarah?
What?
You apologized for raping us twice. You cannot get around that. You said sorry for raping us 2 times.
Dude, it was sarcastic.
The web community insisted Sarah never apologized for raping Onision. Onision just proved again with Sarah's own confession, 8/7/24. She did, in fact, apologize. But she said, yeah, sarcastically. When Sarah wants to change the past, she simply says she was joking, but no sane person apologizes sarcastically for that. Rape is not a joke. It's like, you know what? Again, I would think she's kind of just hand waving. Oh, yep, I'm so sorry for that, Onision. That was so terrible of me, the 15-year-old, to abuse you, the 30-year-old. Additionally, when someone dumps you, you're not in a silly, goofy mood. When Sarah apologized, she was sad and upset. It was not sarcastic. She simply says anything that makes her look bad is conveniently a joke. Sarah forgets she already publicly admitted how her apology went down. This does not appear sarcastic. I was sobbing while holding you and begging you to forgive me, Sarah. He cherry picks this stuff and gives no context. I have no idea how old she is here, and regardless, even if she was technically adult when she said any of this, it's perfectly reasonable that someone that young would still change their mind about this super weird polycule situation once they've had some time and distance from it. But, I mean, what did she say? Remember when you made me feel so guilty that I was sobbing while holding you and begging for you to forgive me? I bet that made you feel powerful. Do you feel powerful now?
How do you
Because it was so
apologize?
ridiculous.
How do you apologize for raping someone sarcastically, Sarah, right after they dump
Because
you?
it was so ridiculous, the notion that I could have even been capable of raping you.
Sarah doesn't deny she was dumped/rejected by Onision, just as he stated. Sarah again tries to manipulate the narrative to focus on the idea of Onision being forcibly raped instead of what he is talking about, sexual extortion. Why? Because she has no defense for the actual claim and would rather distract to claims Onision never made. Okay, well, you specifically used the word rape. You could have just been using the word here, sexual extortion, instead, but you you said, you raped us, or you apologized for raping us, something like that. It's just all he has are these stupid, pedantic word games. He has nothing actually of substance whatsoever. PSA, saying any person cannot be raped is completely insane. Anyone can be a victim of rape regardless of age or gender.
Sexual
Ageism,
sexual.
sexism is
Did you or
unacceptable.
did you not say that you could destroy our lives if you wanted to?
What?
You said you could destroy us if you wanted to. You said it to Luke and you said it to me.
Hey, this is just so stupid. Like, yeah, if a bunch of adults suck a child into a weird relationship with them, and then that child has a bunch of information that could ruin those adults' lives, that's that that's not something bad about the kid. That they would have information that could ruin you. That's not even if they do kind of frame it in a blackmail sense, like, come on, bro. Like, shut up, shut up. Yes, they should just go to the police instead of holding it over your head. But the fact that somebody has true information about you that makes you look bad really says more about you than the other person. Even if, yes, they should just, go through the proper legal routes.
As a joke? Sure, I probably did.
Let that sink in. If Onision told a woman that he would destroy their life if they did not sleep, hey, you attempted, at the very least, you attempted to destroy Sarah's life with all your weird polycule stuff. He would be in jail. Age and gender do not excuse the crimes Sarah committed against Onision and his spouse. And also, none of that compares to anything that you did. And, well, it doesn't make it right. It makes it understandable. Any, bad things that she may have done to you and your spouse. Again, this is how far Sarah is from reality. One moment she'll say, I was sobbing while holding you, begging for you to forgive me. Then she'll say she was in a silly, goofy mood and just joking about raping people. Remember when you made me feel so... Oh yeah, that's the same thing. All while gaslighting Onision, acting like he doesn't have hundreds of documented text, videos, posts, and reports proving everything he's saying. But for some reason you still choose to use very specific, out of context screenshots and quotes.
Sarah,
And Luke would fucking
Sarah,
make those jokes to me too.
You
Luke would make those jokes to me too. He literally would tell me, "You know so much about me, like, you know, it's a good thing that you would never, like, you know, if we ever got in a fight, I'm fucked or whatever." Like, Luke would make those jokes to me too, so I don't know what the fuck you're trying to do with that.
In other words, Onision, you threatened to destroy our lives and you knew you had all the power. Sarah, well, Luke said I could destroy your lives too. Onision, you saying that only proves my point. You know what that really says? It says that Luke knew what he was doing was wrong. In the moment, he knew that it was wrong because if it came out, he would be fucked. Sarah again just admitted she had all the power, saying she knew that not only did she threaten to destroy Onision's life earlier, but she was well aware Luke knew if he ever rejected Sarah, she would destroy his life. Everyone knew Sarah had all the power, and Sarah abused that power to a criminal extent. Sarah just established she knew both Luke and Onision were afraid of her and had established they were afraid of her before she ever blackmailed them into sleeping with her. This is textbook sexual extortion.
I called you because I want you to leave me alone.
Sarah,
It has been
Sarah,
5 years.
you're suing me.
I don't know anything about that.
Then back out of it, because when you sue someone, they're going to defend
I want
themselves.
to be left alone, bitch.
Then stop suing.
Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about. She doesn't know anything about the law. Like maybe she just means she doesn't know any of the details because she's letting her lawyer handle all of it.
Suing people.
I don't even. Oh my god.
When you sue someone and they are publicly attacked as a result, they are allowed to publicly defend themselves using facts and evidence. This is a basic constitutional right. Well, I'm pretty sure your lawyer would tell you you should just send all of this stuff to him and let it be handled in court. But here you are making videos about it too.
You are suing me for $5 million. You should probably contact your lawyer and stop suing me if you want me to stop defending myself.
You have no defense.
I have what?
If your defense is that I raped you, you have no defense. Like, your defense is a lie.
Okay, so you do know that you're suing me.
It's yeah, of course she knows she's suing you. I don't know how you would be suing someone and not be aware of it. Sarah first pretended she had no idea the lawsuit 1 second, then seconds later, as usual, completely changed her story and began arguing her case. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark?
And you do understand it's myself as a witness, everybody here is a witness, multiple people against you, numerous texts, and your defense is, like you just admitted to me that you apologized for raping me, and your defense is, I was joking.
It was
And it's like, it's so telling that he's not trying to get proof that he was raped. He's trying to get, oh, no, but technically one time you said that you were apologizing for it. So then that in and of itself is proof that the bad thing happened. It's like, or maybe you fucked with this teenager's head and they said things that they probably didn't mean or wouldn't have said if they were in a safe environment with a clear head. Not being manipulated by a bunch of freaks.
sarcastic because it was so ridiculous to me that you would ever even say that.
So you admit that you apologized for raping me. That's the thing. You can't say, oh, I was joking. Nobody jokes
I
about...
never apologized, dude.
Sarah in 2019, and that same thing. I was sobbing while holding you and begged you
There's
to
a
forgive
difference
me.
between an apology and being like, oh, wow, sorry, I fucking killed your dog. When you didn't kill someone's dog. Like, if you want to get
All right.
into analogies, because I know you love those.
So if your brain functions normally, and you do recall...
Yours doesn't.
And yeah, I get it. You like gaslighting me. But if you...
Yeah.
It's just so dramatic. We're gonna call that gaslighting. No, she called you dumb, bro. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
If you...
Gaslighting.
And that's just indicative of what he has to do the whole way. Instead of, just calling it sexual extortion like he eventually does later, he starts with calling it rape. And he has to blow everything up and super over-exaggerate it just to make it even conceivable that him and Sarah are on equal levels of awfulness. It's like, no, bro. You are not in any way making up for the fact that she was 15. You're another member of your polycule was 20 and you were 30 at the time you guys started having inappropriate conversations,
Bruh.
and then went further from there.
You're such an old fucking fart.
Roasted. And then he acts like, oh, this is totally unedited and all that. But your caption is evil villain laugh.
Okay.
Dude, leave me alone. You are so old and disgusting, and I hope that the skin cancer comes back and eats your dick off. Like, on God.
Okay.
That was pretty base way to end the phone call. Oh, yeah, that's right. It says it. Full original audio without pauses available on onision.com. Yeah, this guy's just total scumbag loser and has to make ridiculous, over the top, exaggerative lies in order to make it seem like he was anywhere near equally wronged in this interaction and distract from what an absolute creep he is. But, I don't think people are really falling for it. Obviously, we don't have actual dislike data, so this is just the app's guess. But, pretty bad dislike ratio, but still 70 likes. I think that means at least 70 people who use the dislike app actually did dislike it. But I'm not sure if that's how that works. But regardless, creep, being a creep, trying to excuse it, and doing a terrible job.